hope you're having a great day today. We're going to be making a sheet pan chicken and waffles. If I haven't said it in my previous videos, the recipes will be in a description box below. Hit that subscribe button to watch any previous videos. Hit the notification bell to watch any new videos that do pop up. So let's get started. First, we are going to set our ovens to 450 degrees. My oven's already started. I'm going to have prep my sheet pan with cooking spray and parchment paper here. Let that sit over there. Then take my bracelet off over. And then in this bowl, we're gonna do the seasoning for our chicken. I have over here, I have 4 chicken breasts. We are gonna do a half a cup of sour cream. Let me get a little spatula. Okay. Then we are gonna do hold on, I had it. A half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So about 1 tablespoon of lemon zest, because it says half and then calls for 2, so about that much. And then salt and pepper. About a pinch of pepper and a pinch of salt. I'm going to mix this in real quick because we're going to toss some chicken in here. And my chicken looks pretty big, so I'm going to see if this will make enough or if I have to do just a hair bit more, but I think I'll be good. I'm going to set that down and put my chicken in here. Try to get it nice and coated. Because my chicken's pretty huge, guys. And it says toss it in, so I'm going to get my hands right in there. If I can, you know. And toss my chicken into this little marinade we're making. I also trimmed up my chicken. It is skinless and boneless, by the way. Make sure you get all nice and coated. Then we're gonna keep moving on here in a second. Okay. Poof. Now, we're gonna leave that there. Oh, my hands are freezing. Freezing, everybody. I gotta take a break because my hands are a little cold and while I'm reading. Okay. There we go. So let me sit that in. I gotta wash my hands real quick before we continue. I know we're gonna keep touching the chicken, but I gotta mix some other ingredients, so. There we go. A little soap. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm gonna dry my hands off real fast. I'll put this in the sink. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is push that aside a little bit. Now I have 5 cups of crushed cornflakes. And what we're gonna do is add about half of a tablespoon, well, about a tablespoon of thyme in here. Okay, that's about half to me. And 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay. Gonna smack it a little bit. And then some salt and pepper. Just a pinch each. There we go. Just about that much. And about that much. Okay. And we're gonna give this a bit of a toss, making sure that the oil, and make sure you use a shallow pan. So what we're gonna do is make sure the oil and the cornflakes are all mixed around very nicely. And all the seasonings are kind of mixed together, so I'm just gonna use my hands very delicately. Okay, now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring that closer. Okay. Okay. Gotta dry off my hands a little. Take a chicken breast very carefully and pat it in nice and coat into the cornflakes. And if you have some spots open, just take a little bit, go around, give it a nice pat. Okay. There we go. There's one chicken. Like I said, my chicken's pretty big, okay? And so, and just for about each chicken, give it a nice pat. And turn it over. If it has some patches on that one side, you know, use your hands. And I know there's a wet dry method with the hands, but because mine's really big and I get little tiny hands, it's not gonna help me out. So there's a little patchy there. So basically you're making kind of fried chicken here, but you're not really making it. So it's a little different. Okay? So it's gonna kind of have like a summer refresher taste, I think, because of the lemon and the thyme. This would be great for like summer dinners, you know, late nights. You kind of want to make it quick, simple, and easy, but at the same time you want something, you know. So I'm just kind of filling in some holes. Okay. Now is all my chicken gonna fit on my sheet pan. We're gonna have to make some room, chicken. We got one more to go. Okay, and I still got some left. Perfect. Okay, up. This is one of the smaller ones, so. And turn. There we go. Like I said, use your hands, get right down in there, make it nice and messy. Messy. Oh yeah. I was always taught that a messy chef is a good chef. But then again, nope. It's taught otherwise too. Okay. Now my chicken is in. We're gonna put this in the oven for about 15 minutes. And then we will continue on after that. So I will see you in a little bit, guys. So see you in a bit. Okay, while those are cooking in the oven, what we are gonna do, is in a medium bowl, is mix the rest of the lemon zest, the rest of the thyme, the pinch of salt. A pinch of pepper. With 6 tablespoons of butter. And now let me see if I can get something to get it to mix with. My butter's still a tiny bit cold, but we'll get through it. Probably, yeah, my hands are a little bit warmer, so let me just mush it a little bit with my hands just so I can break it up a little bit easier here. It's soft, but it's not uber soft, so I'm gonna break it up with my hands just a little bit. Get my hands all that zest and all that down in there. And now I should be able to mix this up. So that's still, the chicken's still in the oven cooking. I have it on the top rack. So, and I saw I might have to use 2 sheet pans. If you have a bigger sheet pan or small chicken breasts, you can fit it on one when it comes time, but if not, use another sheet pan. But I don't have smaller waffles or smaller chicken. So, there we go. Now we're mixing it nice and neatly in here. And I'm kind of just using the edge of the bowl while I'm using my fork to help mix this butter in with my herbs and spices. So you want one spot to be super peppery and another spot not to be. You're like folding and turning it. Okay, that's what we're liking. Kind of scoring a little bit down in there, but almost like mashed potatoes you're doing. Okay, now the butter is mixed, so we're gonna leave that aside until we get our waffles. Let me read. So this is for the end result, but this is already rock and roll. So I'll see you when we check the chicken, move it around, and also put the waffles in. See you in a bit. Okay, now that I'm back, guys, I have my waffles here ready to go. I am doing 6 right now. What I'm gonna do is rotate. Perfect. My chicken. Oh, wait, grab another minute. Okay. Bring it closer down. There we go. Now I'm gonna put my waffles in. I'm gonna put 5 minutes on. Whoop, come back. Rotate them again, put another 5 minutes on, because we have about 10 to 15 minutes to go. So you want to just make sure your chicken is at least 165 degrees. So between 10 or 15 minutes, also depends on the thickness of your chicken. So I'll see you back here in a total of 10 to 15 minutes. See you soon. Okay guys, the waffles are done. So I'm just gonna get 2 here on a plate and smear some of that butter on it while it's still hot. The chicken is almost there. We're at 145. Okay. What we're gonna do is smear some of that lovely butter onto the waffles. There we go. I'll take this in. Use my fingers a little bit here. I know the rules, we shouldn't be using our fingers, but this is my waffle. I promise I'll be eating this one. Ah, there we go. And just kind of spread it everywhere. Let the butter infuse. Okay. Let them stay nice and warm. So once the chicken is done, like I said, it was about 10 to 15 minutes. I gave it 5. We'll see what happens. So we got about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. So in that time, we'll check and see if it's 165. And if so, we'll finish it off together. If not, like I said, depending on the thickness of your chicken may vary. Okay, so see you in a bit. Okay guys, now I'm back. The chicken is all done. Took a little bit longer because like I said, my chicken was a little bit fatter. And I'm just gonna gently pick this up. I should have flipped it, but it's a little harder than I would like it to be. Hot. So underneath is a little bit wet and moist. Okay. So now I have the chicken. I have maple syrup for my waffles and chicken. Drizzle that on over. And a little over my chicken. And if you want to, I would add a little bit of hot sauce or sriracha, depending on your flavor and palate. I might add a little bit here, just a tiny drop to give it a little kick and a little spiciness, but that is all you're gonna do. You're gonna make sure that your butter lemon was spread, add your chicken. So this is what it should look like. Your chicken and waffle sheet pan. Like I said, it took me 2 pans. My chickens were huge and they shrunk right down. So I hope you enjoy making this with me. I enjoy making these videos with you guys and enjoy cooking with you guys. As you remember, my 3 rules are: cook with family and friends, try something new, and have fun while you're doing it. I enjoy making these videos with you guys and trying something new every time I do, and pushes me out of my comfort zone. So I will see you on the next video when we cook the next time, okay? Bye guys!